Right. Sorry, before that, Tejal, I'll just take 1 minute and make you the co-host also. Right.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Okay. So, good morning, everyone, and welcome to yet another interesting session for today, which is about creating our social media presence. And and in this topic, I think whether we are in business today or not, I think this is a subject we all would be anyway very much interested, because it is going to be here, especially after the lockdown, and in this new crisis situation, we have understood the importance of the digital presence a lot more compared to what we knew probably a year back. So that's the reason I and Tejal thought that we must have a good 2 hours dedicated to this topic. And we are very, happy to welcome our speaker for today, Mr. Hiren Modi. He is the co-founder and the chief operating officer at Commerce Pandit. I may not need to speak much about the company because I guess the name itself says it all. Hirenji has been into the IT industry for, I think, more than 20 years, and therefore I think we can call him the veteran in this industry. He has a lot of work experience around e-commerce, digital marketing, then account management, business operations, sales and marketing, and especially in the digital space, he has been doing a lot of work as part of his company as well. Whether it has been to leverage product requirement for B2B or B2C, he has been there and done that. So from a marketing sales perspective and someone who understands the digital presence in today's world, I think we couldn't have asked for anyone better. Hirenji has fairly big presentation today to take us through, which I think is a good idea because that helps us in sort of referring back to the points and the topics he's going to talk about. I will request you all to continue to put any of the questions that you have on the chat. If it's a question which is very, very specific to the topic, I'm sure Hirenji can take it at that point of time. Otherwise, we will definitely have a Q&A at the end of the session, and we'll spend enough time on that too. So with these words, I welcome Mr. Hiren Modi to this session on behalf of TiE Ahmedabad, American Corner, and CED. So Hirenji, thank you so much for being with us today. And now over to you for the next sort of 90 minutes, 100 minutes time.
Thank you. Thank you, Piali, and thanks for warm, I think, introduction and very nice introduction about company and myself. I would like to, I think, thanks to TiE members, especially Tejal and Piali, they have given us this opportunity to present all women entrepreneurs, and so we can present. And out of this presentation, our goal is how you can learn something in digital marketing or digital media, where you can do something in your business to grow digital channel. So that is what our I think entire presentation for next 60 minutes to 90 minutes, and we can have question answer as well. So again, I would like to welcome all women entrepreneurs, Tejal and Piali as well. We have two members along with me. One, his name is Sushil, and another person name is Disha. So we have two experts. They are also digital marketing expert and Google certified and Facebook certified engineers. So they will also present along with me in this. So let me start with this presentation, and then they will take over for each and every topic.
We welcome Sushil and Disha on behalf of the entire team. Please welcome on board. And Hirenji, Sushil and Disha, हम थोड़ा हिंदी इंग्लिश थोड़ा करेंगे,
Okay, हाँ.
right? So
Yeah,
we'll have a English presentation. Yeah.
Sure thing, sure thing.
Thank you so much.
Noted.
Thank you.
sure, definitely. So just to brief you very high level, this company, we are into Commerce Pandit and we have started in 2009. Especially our focus is only into e-commerce, how to grow e-commerce business and how we can help them out to grow their business. So this is
Sir, you muted. Sir, you muted.
हिरेन आपका स्टेटस म्यूट पे है. Looks like.
Yes, yes, it's muted.
हिरेन जी आप म्यूट है. Looks like.
Hello.
Which plugin you have done? Hello.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
Now we can hear you. Yeah.
now better.
So these are a few top executives. They are specially into marketing, digital marketing and operation. So this portfolio is specially for digital marketing area where they are into US and China region where they are doing digital marketing. They are heading this entire department. Yeah. This is what our strength is. We have over 300 employees and 340 million plus client revenue per annum. We have done more than 600 plus e-commerce project and more than 3 million hours work and code written into e-commerce. So we are Magento Business Solution partner. We are Shopify partner, Amazon partner, Google Premier partner. So we are all into e-commerce and e-commerce space. Yes, nice. So these are some of the technology high level which where we are working and our all engineers are into this technology and they all are certified engineers. So these are the some of technology where we are into. These are some of our clients where we work into. They are into e-commerce space and they there are many clients out of these all the clientele where they have started their business from scratch and we grew their business from zero to right now they are generating $100 million revenue, $200 million revenue, $50 million revenue. So that is what we grew their business and we believe in how our client can grow with our all expertise and that is what our I think goal with our client. So these are some of our high level partnership where we are partner in Amazon network, Magento, Adobe. All these are e-commerce related platform and digital marketing related platform where we are partner. So if now next is we have three major area where we are going to connect and where we are going to give you deep understanding about how and what you can do into digital marketing space where at least you can start generating visits, start generating leads, start generating orders, start generating managing your products and all these things. So one thing is about in social media, there are multiple channels. We consider in this space channel. So channel means which channel, let's say social media is one channel. In digital marketing, there are multiple channels where you can market your product, market your business. So social media is one of the channel. Then PPC, pay per click, which includes Google, Bing, and all those Amazon. Those are the PPC channel, right? Then email marketing channel, then affiliate marketing channel. So there are multiple channels, and here we will cover and we will give you detail about how you can grow your business with especially social media marketing and into Facebook, Instagram. These are the two major social media channel where we will give you some insight about what you can do, where you can get maximum benefit out of your campaign, out of your visit, out of your content, and all these things. So how you want to create, how you should create content, all those things we will give you the insight about this. And the third major important item is Google My Business for all startups and for all small business. So Facebook, Instagram, and Google My Business. These three channels are very important whenever you start any business, and that is where we will give you good insight. And I would like, I think, Susil, you can start,
Y-
or Disha, you can
Yeah.
start, and
Yes. So
with
first
digital
we,
marketing. Yeah.
yes, sir. So first we having a social media. So for that, Lisa can continue for that. Yes, Lisa.
Sure. Thank you so much for the introduction. Thanks, Hiren. Sushil, can you share your screen?
Yeah, now you can say.
Okay. Yes. So everybody, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Right. So we're just gonna start with what exactly is social media. So, social media marketing is like the use of social media platforms that we use to connect with our audience. We grow our brand awareness. We reach more and more people. We attract new customers. So it's basically, where we as a brand, we connect with our audience, with our prospects, with our clients, with our customers, and we use that platform to connect as much as we can, as in a more personalized manner. So moving on to the social media goals. So how exactly do we define our social media goals? That's like the roadmap to attaining success when it comes to social media marketing. So how exactly do we define social media goals? Is like it should be smart. When I say smart, it should be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and it should be time bound as well. So that's what we mean when we say smart goals. Now the core pillars of social media marketing. So first of all, as we know, it's strategy, then planning and publishing, then listening and engagement, then analytics, and lastly advertising. So social media advertising objectives. What exactly do we mean by objectives? Is like, first of all, we have brand awareness, as in we want to make the audience aware about our brand, since brands like Amazon, they don't need brand awareness as of now, but when we are trying to lay the foundation, people are supposed to know about your brand. So that's where brand awareness, it comes into the picture. Then moving on to the second is like website traffic. So how exactly do we gain more website traffic? That's where the website traffic objective comes into the picture. Then moving around to website conversion. So when, let's say for example, if somebody is they're checking out your product on your website, and how exactly do you convert that traffic, that particular link click to a conversion, is what we mean by website conversions. So basically a purchase, in layman terms. Then moving along, the catalog campaign. So what exactly do we mean by catalog is, let's say for example, if we consider Amazon. So Amazon has like a lot of products. So rather than like having different campaigns for different products, so what exactly can we do is, rather than that, for brands like Amazon who are like e-commerce based, we have this option in social media where we say catalog campaign. So you can kind of display multiple products at one go, so the customer can browse your all the products that you have to advertise. Now, moving along to remarketing. So, what exactly do we mean by remarketing? Is like whenever the customer, they come to your website, they kind of, check out all your products, they add your product to the cart. But let's say, for example, they do not make the purchase right away. So, how exactly do you, remarket them and bring back, them, those prospects, and make them your customers? Is what we mean by remarketing. Then moving along to the next objective, that is lead generation. So lead generation is the type of conversion, or maybe the type of campaign that we use for high-end products. Let's say, for example, if you were to buy a property like a new house or a new car, so you don't exactly just go to one of your Facebook campaigns, and you don't exactly just make the purchase online. So in that case, what exactly do we do is we create a lead generation campaign where we collect the data of our interested, of our prospects who are kind of interested in our product. And that's where, we collect that data, and we kind of have our marketing or, sales team have them connect. So that's how exactly the lead generation campaign works like. Now, lastly, the seventh objective that we have is app installs. So basically, there are, so like, let's say for example, Amazon. So they have their website, but they also do have their app that they want to encourage people or customers or prospects to kind of install their apps and use that for a better interface, for a better UX UI experience. So that's what we mean by the app installs objectives. Right. Now, moving forward, the types of Facebook ads that we have. So, those were the objectives that we discussed in the previous slide. But when it comes to the different types of Facebook ads, so we have a lot of, you might have seen, different companies, different brands, like having different sort of campaigns, different sort of ads. So that's what we mean by the types of ads. So firstly, we have like single banner ad. So this is the example of single banner ad, wherein you just see one product or one image or one banner displayed along with the caption or the text that suggests what exactly is the product about, and what exactly can you expect when when you see that product. So this is what we mean by single banner ads. Now moving along to the carousel. So when we say carousel, so Facebook allows you to kind of add up to 10 products in like one campaign. That's what we mean by carousel campaign, carousel ad. So you can have like up to 10 products added in one single campaign. So if you, let's say for example, if you are an e-commerce based brand, and if you have like multiple products to show, so you should be able to display a variety of products that you have. So whenever the customer or whenever the prospect, they are kind of going through your ad, so they at one particular go, they'll be able to understand the variety of products that you have to offer. So that's where we use carousel ads. Now moving along, we have video ads. So let's say for example, if we have some beautiful videos or beautiful customer testimonials, or something like that, and if you want your customers to kind of engage through that, so that's where you use video ads. And as we know, video ads, like a way better opportunity to kind of engage your customers and influence them in a more realistic way. So that's where you use video ads. Now moving along to collection ads. So that's where you might have seen a lot of brands like H&M, promoting their products in the way of collection ads. So that's where you can kind of display more products at one go when you kind of go ahead with collection ads. All right, guys. So do you have any questions up until now? If so, please ask away.
Disha, I have a small question.
Mhm.
So, how do we differentiate between the collection ads and the carousel ads?
So when carousel ads, you kind of have a slideshow. So let's say, for example, can you see this?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So when you say carousel ads, so you can add up to like 10 products in carousel ads, and it would be like a slideshow. Like not a slideshow, but you have to slide through all the 10 products when we say carousel ads. And when you see each of the card that's been displayed over here, they have a link attached to that particular banner. Let's say for example, this plant banner is the second banner that you are interested in, let's say for example. And if you try to click on that, you will be redirected to a different link. And when it comes to collection ads, that's completely different, because it's more like a photo book. Like it's more like you can display all your products at like one go. So it's like a collection of all your products. When it comes
So
to
it's
carousel, you can only
still, okay, it's a collage, but
Yeah.
it's still a single banner ad.
yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
We want to show the details of each product, then your carousel ad is much better. And when we are just
Yeah,
wanting to display the entire range of something that we have, but not necessarily
exactly.
distinctive features of each of it, then we can do a collection ad like this.
Exactly. And if you see, as she rightly mentioned, that you can have like different information, and you can redirect the customer to different links for different products when it comes to carousel ads. However, for collection ads, we cannot do that.
Okay, thank you so much, Disha.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Anybody else? Any other questions up until now before we move forward?
I don't.
Disha, this is Tejal.
Yeah.
I have one
Yes,
question.
hi. Mm-hmm.
Now, this we are talking about any product per se, because we have to show something. But if we have
Mm-hmm.
service industry, so if I am a trainer, or I'm a yoga trainer, or I'm a healer,
Yeah.
or I'm having my own consultancy,
Mm-hmm.
I've always found that there's some disconnect when it comes to promoting yourself on social media platforms. Could you throw some lights on that, please?
Yeah, that's actually a very good question, because when it comes to products, it's like a lot easier for the customers or the prospects, to kind of engage with your brand, But when it comes to services, it gets a bit tricky. But that's where the objective comes into the picture, when we say about services. So that's where you can kind of go ahead and use the video ads, wherein let's say for example, if you are into the services of providing your lectures, or maybe something more educational, so let's say for example, you are a lecturer for online digital marketing services. So in that case, you cannot really go ahead and do something like carousel ads, because that's more product oriented ads. So in that case, you can kind of choose video ads, or perhaps because when it comes to video ads, you can kind of display your yourself giving lectures, and you can kind of connect, and that way the audience or the prospects, they'll also come to understand. Also they'll realize what exactly services, what sort of services are you kind of providing. You might have seen a lot of video ads on Instagram, and those, if you notice, mostly they kind of belong to the services rather than products. That's because the customers or the prospects, they can kind of understand what exactly are what are the services that you're kind of providing to them. So that's where video ads come into the picture, and that's like your go-to type of Facebook ad, I would suggest, especially when you're talking about services rather than products. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Disha. And for our participants, if you
Mhm.
remember yesterday's Megha's presentation, she taught us the 30 seconds pitch. And exactly, I guess in service industry, this would definitely help, wherein we can make a 30 minutes pitch and we can put it as a video, as Disha mentioned.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I think definitely it's a good connect. Thank you so much, Disha.
Exactly. And you can also like kind of provide a slideshow, like a 15 seconds or 30-second slideshow of all the, let's say for example, this is my presentation, right? This is my slide. And if I want to promote myself as a lecturer or any services that I want to provide, so what I'll do instead, our first option is like I can create a video of myself giving a lecture to, somebody, and kind of record that and promote that online. Or secondly, what I can do is this is my presentation, and I can kind of create a slideshow of my presentation, and I can kind of make a video out of it and promote that in and perhaps we can have a call to action button, and instead of shop now for services, it would be more like learn more, or something like that. So that's where you kind of get the idea, wherein you can kind of engage more with your audience, and you can kind of market yourself, like the services that you provide. So yeah.
Last question, any standard time limit for that?
Time limit for video ads?
Yeah, ads or
Yeah.
the slideshows or something.
Yeah, so let's say for example, we have different time limits for different platforms. So let's say for example, if we're talking about Facebook ads, so you can advertise, like you can have it up to like 3 minutes, and somewhere around 1 to 3 minutes. But when it comes to Instagram, you can only have up until for 59 seconds. After that, it will be, converted into an IGTV video, and that's where the click-through ratios kind of matters the most. So if you want to like keep going even after the 59 seconds, that's fine, but that you should have to be, promote your video as like more of a IGTV video. So yeah, and for
So
stories, as you
Disha,
know, it's yeah.
just one thing, Tejal and Disha, I would like to say to everyone about
Mhm.
video ads. It should be very minimal, up to 15 second, not more than that,
15.
because
15.
yeah, up to
1.5,
15,
yeah,
1.5,
1.5. Okay.
15
that's where
second, yeah.
yeah,
So,
because Instagram
and
only
you have
provides,
to, yeah, and you have to pass your message within that 10 to 15 second of advertisement or any video. So, because people will not see 1 minute, 3 minute video,
yeah,
they are allowing,
exactly,
Facebook
yeah,
and Instagram are allowing
they do allow, yeah.
that. They do allow, but
Hmm.
normally if you can see the video, if you can see the TV ads, it's a 10-second ad, 15-second
Yeah,
ad, 20-second ads, right? So this is very important point. Tejal, very good question.
yeah,
So up
exactly.
to,
So one more question I wanted to ask. Can I interrupt?
Yes,
yes.
please go ahead. Yeah.
So I am basically I'm making a lot of sweets, and I
Mhm.
actually wanted to ask you what is the best thing to do? Put a lot of ads on Facebook or on Insta? What works better? And where do you get proper good leads?
Hmm. So that kind of depends on your audience that you're targeting. And so
Hmm.
let's say, for example, if I were to target the youth, then I would definitely hands down, suggest Instagram. And in that specifically Reels, that's like, the most up and coming platform right now. So
Hmm.
if you want to target youth, so I would suggest Instagram. And let's say, for example, if you want to target the demographics of 35 and above, then I would say Instagram as well as Facebook, but Facebook being your first priority. So yeah.
But how do you select the right target that you're looking at? Many a times you don't hit the right target, you know.
Yeah,
So
that's
Bella,
where
Bella, sorry to cut you off here, but
Hmm.
that all your question is very good question, and those are coming, I think, Disha and Susil into next how we will target those advertisement,
yes, definitely. Yeah.
Bella. So
True that.
Okay.
you will have that answer, Bella. And another thing, guys, we have limited time and we have to cover a lot of things. So can we move forward with this? And then what we can do, we will entertain any question. You can send us or you can ask anytime. But due to limited time and we have to cover, we want you get a lot of insight about all these things, and that is what
Yeah.
we want to cover. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I
So
think Hidden by makes sense. Guys, let's park our questions with ourselves.
Mhm.
At the end, when we announce the question answer sessions, we'll start typing or maybe we'll start talking about it.
so
And if the time gets over, because as they have n number of things which we can learn from them,
Yeah.
we'll make sure that you get the answers from Hiren Bhai and his team later on. So let's park the questions for now.
Def Definitely, Tejal. So
Yeah,
each
that's a very
topic,
good
after
idea.
each topic, we can cover a couple of questions, which are then we can move on next topic, and then at the end we can talk, and then you can send question.
correct,
Yes.
correct.
Yeah.
That's great. All right, guys.
Okay, Disha, yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. All right, so we'll just move ahead. All right. So as we were discussing, on to the Instagram ads now. So there again, just like Facebook, we have like a lot of Instagram ads, like a lot of types that we can target. So first is story ads. I'm sure all of you might have seen like loads of story ads. Like whenever you scroll through all the stories that your friends or your colleagues must be posting, and then in the middle you kind of see any brand sneaking in and kind of posting promoting their products on the story. So that's where this is how a story ad would look like. So this is the first type of Instagram ads that we can kind of promote our brands onto. And then moving on, this is the photo ads, like you might have seen whenever you're scrolling your Instagram feed, and you might have seen a lot of like ads, and this is when we say photo ad, so it's like one single product or one single image, and there is a shop now button, or like the learn more button, or visit profile button. So that's where the photo ads come into picture. So this is what a photo ads look like on Instagram. And moving along to video ads, so just like Facebook, we also have like video ads option on Instagram. I'm sure you might have all seen loads of video ads yourselves on Instagram. So this is how ad looks like on Instagram, and as you can see, a learn more button. So yeah. All right, moving along, just like Facebook, we also have the option of carousel ads on Instagram as well. So as you can see, this tiny blue dot over here. So as you slide through, you can kind of see, more products or more services that the brand, has to offer. So this is how, a carousel ad looks like. Now, collection ads. So just like I mentioned, for Facebook ads or for Instagram, we also have, a collection of ads. So this is how, collection ad looks like. Now, ads and explore. So you might have seen recently, Instagram got this update wherein, if you explore your explore, so you get a lot of ads, there, and it's basically it's mainly based on your interest. So what kind of what kind of accounts or what kind of products or what kind of services you interact to usually. So on the basis of that, Instagram kind of they kind of make like your own personal profile on the basis of interest, and that's how you see the ads that you must be more relevant to engage with. So that's how ads and explore work like. Now the main question is like why you should advertise on Instagram. So apart from the like loads of examples or loads of reasons that you already might be knowing that why you should advertise on Instagram, so these are the couple of pointers that we thought that you might know. So Instagram is like the fastest growing platform right now, and it is not going to stop anytime sooner. And and so as we are growing considerably, and it's like Instagram has not just limited itself to the big brands or the big giants like Amazon, Flipkart, and things like that. Everybody can. The best part about Facebook and Instagram ads is like anybody, like small business, medium scale or large businesses like Amazon, everybody can kind of run their ads, promote their brands, their products, their services in various options and with various budget. There is no budget cap, you can spend as much as you want or as limited as you want to. So yeah. All right, so now moving along, now that we've covered why exactly should we run Instagram ads, now moving on forward, like what exactly are Instagram hashtags? I'm sure you might have seen like almost every post having some specific and relevant hashtags. And why exactly do we use those hashtags is because first of all, they are clickable. Second of all, anybody can kind of follow some specific hashtags as well. So I'm sure you must be knowing that you can follow all the accounts, even the brands or the services or anybody, but right now you can also kind of follow particular hashtags as well. Let's say for example hashtag love, so you can literally follow hashtag love as well. So that's where the hashtags come. So whenever you want to kind of increase your engagement, increase your your post engagement and likes and comments, so that's where you use the relevant hashtags so the right people can find your brand, your post, your Instagram accounts and kind of connect with you. So that's where hashtags they come into picture. Now as I said, it's like best way to kind of promote your brand organically, so and expand your engagement, your followers, your likes and comments and things like that. Now the type of hashtags that we use is like first of all, there are product or service based hashtags. Let's say for example the handbag or like lipsticks, nail paints, things like that. And then niche, second is like niche based hashtags. So what we mean by niche is basically like the food bloggers or the travel bloggers or photographers, so things like that. So those are the niche based hashtags. Then moving along, industry based hashtags in community. So let's say for example gardeners of Instagram or crafters of Instagram or artists of Instagram or poets of Instagram and things like that. And then moving along to special events. So let's say, for example, there's this summer days or springtime going on. So hashtag autumn, hashtag spring, or, or special events like National Nail Polish Day or National Ice Cream Day or National AIDS Day that was yesterday. So those are the special events or, seasonal hashtags that we say. And then moving along is like location, as we all might have used once, like India, like hashtag India, hashtag London, or wherever we are, like hashtag Paris. So location based hashtags, that's what we mean by that. And then moving along is like daily hashtags, like you might have come across through a lot of hashtags, like Hum Day Wednesday, or like Sunday Fun Day, or Monday Blues and things like that. So those are the daily hashtags. And then moving along, relevant phrase hashtags. So you might have seen a lot of long, like sentence oriented hashtags, like I am writing, or she who wanders, or like he who wanders, and things like that. So those are more like phrase oriented hashtags. And then acronym. So you might have seen TBT. So TBT also stands for like Throwback Thursday, or Truth Be Told, or OOTD. It's like outfit of the day. And you might have also received, you might have seen like YOLO, like and things like that. So those are the acronym hashtags that people tend to use a lot these days. And then emoji hashtags. So you might have seen a lot of emoji hashtags as well, and wherever and plus you can also like combine your any word and then keep a hashtag at the end of the word. So that's what we mean by emoji hashtags. So on and so forth. Now moving along, how to create a campaign basically. And before we divulge into the steps, that could be a little tricky, but I just want you to know that these are the steps. That is just the basic steps into how to create a Facebook or Instagram ad. So I'm gonna kind of combine the steps for Instagram as well as Facebook ads, because because as you must be knowing, Instagram ads can be also created by Facebook. So I'm just gonna go ahead and explain the steps for both of them combined. All right. So first of all, you go to your ads manager, and then you select the consideration or any objective that you want to create the campaign for. So that might be awareness, that might be consideration as to what you want to consider your campaign. And then the third one is conversion. So how exactly do you want your objective to be? So these are the three objectives that you can consider whilst creating a campaign. So right now we're going to go ahead with the engagement campaign. All right. So once you click on the engagement campaign, you have three different options. So first is post engagement, second is page likes, and third is event responses. So post engagement is self-explanatory. If you have posted something on your Instagram or your Facebook and you want people to connect with your post, so that's where you go ahead and go ahead with the post engagement objective. And then page likes, again, self-explanatory. If you have a page on Facebook and you want more and more people to kind of aware about that page, or you want those people to kind of like your page and things like that. So that's what we mean by page like campaign. And then the last is event responses. So let's say, for example, if you have an event coming up, or let's say, for example, you are in an automobile industry and you have a launch of the latest car, and you want to create a campaign, you want to invite more and more people to that particular event. So that's where event responses come into the picture. Now let's say, for example, hypothetically, we're gonna go ahead with the page like campaign in this example. So right, so you, first of all, what you need to do before you divulge into this campaign is you want to make sure you have active Facebook page. And right now we're gonna let's say, for example, if you solely are managing like more than one Facebook page, and make sure you want to select the right page amongst all the other pages that you have right now. So let's say, for example, I have 5 different pages and I want to select the relevant one for this one. So make sure you do that and give your ad set a proper name that you can kind of once you have a lot of campaigns, you want to go back and refer to the right sort of campaign. So that's where you keep the perfect name, so that it makes sense to you. And make sure, and don't worry, the campaign, the name that you set to your campaign is only visible to you, so you can be as creative as you want to with that one. All right, so next one, the main question is the the targeting. So how exactly do we target our audience? How exactly do we know this is my right audience? So so first step to doing that is location. So so let's say for example my store or my product, I'm only selling in the California location, or any specific location, or perhaps my product could be I could sell my product pan US, pan India. That depends on your product. So let's say for example, hypothetically, let's go ahead with California. So I want to product, I want to promote my product only in California region. So I'm going to go ahead and select California region right now, and you can go into as detailed targeting as you want to. So that's no problem. Even if you want to kind of target, let's say for example Ahmedabad out of Gujarat, so you don't want to target the whole of Gujarat, you just want to target Ahmedabad. So you can do that as well. You can even target specific areas in Ahmedabad, if not the whole. So as go as deep into the targeting as you want to. That's what Facebook provides you with. And then comes the age, so the demographics that you want to kind of target. So that depends on your product. Let's say for example, if we were to talk about products like Amazon, so I know that people below 20 might wouldn't might want to buy the product, or even if they want to, they could not afford perhaps. So I would want to keep the minimum age limit to 20, and then the maximum limit could be, let's say for example, if I were to target on Instagram, so as I said, 35 40 would be my max cap. And then if we want to target on Facebook, so I could go ahead and go up to 55. So that completely depends on your product or your services, and so on and so forth. And then comes gender. So if you let's say for example, if you are a lipstick brand and you want to promote only to women, so you can completely go ahead and just check out all the other genders and just focus on women, and you can your ads would be specifically shown to women, the female audience. So this is what our targeting looks like. Now we have a lot of options for targeting as well, so I'm just gonna give you an overview. So detailed targeting is where we kind of target our audience on the basis of their interests. Let's say for example, let's go ahead with our lipstick example. If I am a brand, if I'm a brand of my brand sells lipsticks, so I would first of all would want to target youth over 20, or 21, and female audience. And then the detailed targeting would involve what exactly are the interests of female oriented audience. So you would want to go deep into that. You would want to analyze the interest of those female population, and then make sure you kind of your ad goes to the right person. And then the connection. So as you can see, you can kind of include everybody that who has engaged on your page before, or you can exclude them. Let's say for example, I have like 100,000 audience, 100,000 likes already on my page, and I want to grow my account more, but I don't want my ad campaign to kind of show to the people who have already followed me or already liked my page. So I would go ahead and exclude that audience and kind of focus only to the new audience. So that's where connections come into the picture. All right, so now the device type and the platform. So let's say, for example, if somebody, these days mostly we kind of surf our Facebook and Instagram only on mobile. So I don't want to kind of waste my budget or on desktop users. So I would go ahead and just select mobile devices, and I can do both as well. But if for example my particular brand is more that people who are youth oriented, and so I would just select mobile instead of desktop, and you can do both as well. That completely depends on your product or services. So these are the options that Facebook provides when it comes to device type. Then moving along, platforms. As I said, you can create the campaign from ads manager, from Facebook ads manager, be it Facebook or be it Instagram. So you can select, let's say for example, if I want to market my product only on Facebook and not on Instagram, so I can go ahead and completely exclude Instagram, like uncheck Instagram. So my ads would be shown only to Facebook users. And also in Facebook, if we have like multiple options. Let's say for example, if I want to promote my product only on Facebook story, so I would go ahead and unselect all the other options that Facebook has, and I'll just select the Facebook stories. So that's where my ads would display to my prospects or audience. So that's what we mean by platform. Now moving along to the placement. So as I said, we have a lot of placements, different placement options as well. So you can go ahead with stories, you can go ahead with streams, and you can go ahead with messengers as well. So that completely depends on you. The more you experiment, the more the better your audience, your detailed targeting gets. So yeah. And specific mobile devices, let's say for example you want to target, like let's say for example I only want to target any, let's say for example if I am promoting an app and that's only compatible to iOS users, so I would go ahead and uncheck all the other Android or all the other users, and I would just keep iOS as my specific mobile device operating system targeting. So that's what we that's the the overall idea of the kind of detailed targeting that Facebook provides as well. All right, so this is how your placements would look like. This is how you can check and uncheck all the devices that you want to use and all the other devices that you want to kind of just omit. So yeah. Now comes the tricky part, is like budget. How much, how much should I spend on, let's say for example if you are new to the industry and you don't really know how much your one page like is going to cost, so you don't have to keep the bid control on, because that's what Facebook does it for you. If you're not really sure, if you're new to the industry, if you're new to the Facebook ads, so go ahead and just let Facebook decide the bid control for you, and let's see for a couple of weeks, a couple of days, and let's see what is the cost per like that you are getting, and then on the basis of that, as and when you get more experience towards that, you can kind of set the bid control once you're more confident about it. And then the daily budget is like, what, let's say for example if I don't want to spend anything more than $25 per day, so that's what my daily budget should be. So you can experiment as much as you can, like, right, if you want to start low key, let's say for example if you want to just start with $10 per day, so that should be fine as well. Just experiment a lot with your budget, and let's see how exactly your campaign or your ad is performing. So all right, moving along. So so you can also select when exactly do you want to get charged. So you want to get charged for number of impressions you get, or you want to get charged for the number of page likes you receive. Let's say for example if I click on page like, so if I get one page like, I would be spending like 50 cents or like $1, depending on the product and services that you might want to offer. So that completely depends on you. You can also keep up to impression. Let's say for example if I see your ad, your brand's ad, and if I don't go ahead and like the page, but even then the Facebook has shown me that ad, so that's like that's counted as one impression. And then again if I scroll through my different feed and different ads, and again I see your ad, so that's two impressions. So that's what you can keep if you want to keep your consideration as impression, or perhaps the page like as well. That completely depends on you. And then the ad scheduling. So do you want to run your ads on like specific time? Let's say for example I know that in the night from 12 a.m. to like 5 a.m. Nobody is gonna, like, for example, see my ad, or it won't, like, I don't want to spend my dollars when everybody is sleeping from 12 to 6. So let's say for example if I don't want to run my ad during that time, I can completely omit that time, and apart from that I want to run my ad for the entire day, so I can do that as well. And the second option is, if you want to run your ad all the time, doesn't matter if it's 12 a.m. or 2 a.m., I don't care, I just want to people to see my ads round the clock, so that can be done as well. That completely depends on you. Then comes the delivery type. So what exactly do we mean by deliver type? So either you can go to standard, that is Facebook recommended. If you don't know, if you're not really if you don't have hands-on experience with the kind of ads that they provide, so you can just go ahead and select the standard one. And then if you think that you are more you have more experience and now you feel a little bit more confident, then you can kind of go ahead and keep it accelerated. So that's where the Facebook will spend your budget and gets results as quickly as possible. So yeah. Now moving along. So next, once you are all set with your targeting, your audience, your budget, everything with of that sort, so lastly what you want to do is kind of select the right format for your ad. So again, as we discussed earlier, we have a lot of formats. So first is carousel, second is image or video, and lastly the collection. So in this example we're gonna go ahead with a single image or a video. Let's say for example if I have a beautiful video or a beautiful slideshow created for the products or services that I provide, my brand provides, so I want to I want to keep that video as my page promotional creator. So I would just go ahead and select that video and upload that video on my ad. And once you have confirmed all the changes, once you have confirmed everything, like the budget, the placements and everything, so once you're pretty much done with everything, you just click confirm, and the Facebook will take up to 24 hours to kind of select to kind of make your changes to kind of approve your ads. So once it is approved, and then your campaign, your first campaign is created. So there you go. All right, guys, I'm just gonna be back. Give me 1 sec. Yes, I'm so sorry, guys. All right, so all right. So once we are done with the campaign, once we have made all the changes, so as I was saying, Facebook may take up to 24 hours to kind of approve, your ad. So once everything is done, you are good to go. Now, a couple of pointers before you kind of, divulge into your first campaign. So we have pretty much covered the, the type of options that Facebook or Instagram ads provides us with. But these are the couple of things, the pointers that we were discussing about earlier. So first of all, you want to experiment with your target audience as much as you can. So again, let's say for example, when it comes to interests, so when it comes to location, you pretty much know that, all right, California is the place where I want to kind of showcase my product. So you're pretty much set when it comes to the location. But let's say for example, when it comes to the detailed targeting of interest, so you don't really know where exactly to target. So that's where the experimenting comes into the picture, wherein you want to target with different, let's say for example, we were talking about lipsticks in the earlier session. So when we say lipstick, if you want to provide if you want to promote your brand to everybody who's interested in lipstick, so that's the given. Then secondly, you can kind of target everybody who's interested in makeup, or perhaps wine could be another option, because wine is more like female oriented beverage. So you could kind of target those audience as well who are interested in wine tasting or winery and things like that. So you get a lot of options in Facebook, and that's where you get more confused. But that's why you want to experiment more and more with your audience, especially when it comes to the interest based targeting. So you want to keep in mind what exactly works for you. You want to consider, you want to like get into the customers or your prospects mindset as to how what are the what are their interests, what are the likes and dislikes are like. So that's on the basis of that you could kind of create the perfect audience. So experiment as much as you can with your audience. That's the kind of pointer. All right, so now moving along, use the Facebook pixel. Always use the Facebook pixel. Why? Because what pixel exactly is, first of all, I'll introduce you to that. Because Facebook is a very small pixel code that that Facebook provides you with, and you add that pixel code to your website. And why exactly do you do that is like a lot of reasons, a lot of advantages of that I can perhaps not cover in this session. But it's very important, guys, that you install the Facebook code, Facebook pixel code in your website. And some of the benefits that I can perhaps explain you is, first of all, you want that Facebook pixel to kind of retarget, to run retargeting campaigns. So what exactly I mean by that is, let's say for example, if Hiren came on my my website and he saw my products and he really loved it, but for some reason he did not make the purchase. So what exactly I am gonna do as a marketeer is, so once Hiren has left my website, so after that I'm gonna bring him back by showing him my retargeting ads. And how exactly do you do that retargeting ad is where Facebook pixel comes in picture. Because how exactly I'm supposed to know that Hiren came on my website is due to that pixel code. So it's very important to kind of add the Facebook pixel code before you go ahead and create your first campaign. So because it basically tracks all the link clicks, all your website traffic, all your conversions and everything. So the first benefit was track everything that comes onto your website, be it traffic, your conversions, everything. Then second is to kind of create the remarketing campaigns. So it's a must have on your campaign. So that's what the second advantage. Now the third advantage, so what Facebook does is, it helps you create the lookalike audience. So what exactly do I mean by lookalike audience is, let's say for example, I created the remarketing campaign. I brought Hiren back to my website and he made the conversion, right? So what exactly Facebook does is, let's say for example, if I receive 100 such purchases within a month, then I want to create a lookalike audience on the basis of those 100 purchases. So you don't really need to experiment more on your audience, because Facebook pretty much does it for you. So that's where you kind of create the lookalike audience, and the Facebook automatically fetches the interest of your your prospect or your customers who have already who have already bought from you in the past, and Facebook will just create a lookalike audience on the basis of the purchase that you have received in the past. So these are the couple of advantages that you should have the Facebook pixel integrated on your campaigns. All right, now moving along, you always want to use high resolution videos, high resolution photos, because when you see the ad, you kind of see it as customers point of view. So that brand is kind of a big deal for you, so you don't want to use any blurred images, or like any images that you just randomly save from Google, with the watermarks and everything like that. So you don't want to do that. You want to create your own unique creatives, your photos, your videos, whatever that might be. So you want to make sure you stick to the top notch photos, like high resolution creatives when it comes to campaigns. Then moving along is, as I said earlier, test everything. So you might not know initially what kind of combination that would work. Like, let's say for example, if I create the location for California, and then I have particular demographics, so and particular interests, so you never know what exactly would work for you in the beginning. So you want to test and experiment as much as possible with different combinations, use different formats. Perhaps some for some campaigns you would want to use videos, carousels, catalog campaigns. So experiment as much as you can. That's where you kind of would understand what exactly is working in your favor. Last but not least is track everything. So track and optimize everything. That's where I said Facebook pixel is very important, because that's the source where you can kind of track everything, all the performance your campaigns is kind of yielding. So all the results that your campaign is yielding is where you can track everything using Facebook pixel code. So track everything and closely monitor your performance. So on daily basis you might want to check what kind of campaign, what kind of link clicks you're getting, what kind of traffic you are getting on your website through your campaigns, how many page likes you're getting, and if things are not working, so you know how to optimize, right? Because that's where optimization and tracking comes into picture, because daily monitoring your budget kind of gets in the insights that you would want to have before you make further changes. So these are the couple of pointers from our side that you would want to consider before you create your first campaign. All right, guys, any brief questions that you might have?
Hi, Disha. This is Monica. I would like to understand that while Facebook and Insta, what you explained was amazing. How much does it help for kind of services, like taking it ahead from what Tejal mentioned? As I run my own consultancy and HR consultancy. So how much is that helpful? Because we are more into B2B rather than B2C.
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. So you are saying you are into B2B service rather than B2C. Is that correct?
Yes.
Cool. So, Facebook ads and basically, social media ads, they are not only limited to the B2C customers, whenever you want to connect with your customers or clients. So it's not really limited to B2C. The, B2B is completely relevant here, because, I have created a lot of lead generation campaigns for a lot of our B2B clients. So those were the clients who were kind of or just like you provide HR consultancy services. So just like your services, they were also into service providing industry, wherein many of the campaigns wouldn't work well as they would for B2C industry. But then again, that's where campaigns like video ads, like I said, lead generation campaigns, so that's where those kind of campaigns come into picture. I'm sure you might have also filled out a lot of forms wherein you get a lot of ads, learn more, or visit profile kind of campaigns, wherein you just click on that link of learn more, then you are redirected to a page wherein you get a couple of questions. So starting with your name, so you'll fill out Monica Modi, and then a couple of your industry, for example, you would want to fill that, your brand name, and your email ID and your contact number, so that they can get back to you for the services that you have inquired for. So let's say, for example, if you are into the industry that you mentioned, consulting services, so a lot of people would must be interested in that. But you cannot really add a CTA like shop now, because you don't have anything to sell when it comes to products. So that's where learn more is like the CTA that you would want to use, and you would want to go ahead with the lead generation campaigns, wherein you could ask a couple of basic questions that are relevant to your industry, and once your prospect has kind of filled all those questions in your form, that's where you consider that as like one lead, and that's where your sales team or your marketing team could kind of get back to those prospects, and you could kind of communicate with them via call, via email, or via text message, whatever you might find relevant, is where you use that medium, and you kind of connect with your audience, and you pitch in your services to them, and if they are interested, they would kind of get back to you. So that's how the whole lead churning process, the lead nurturing process goes on. So this is how you create a campaign for your the industry like yours, that you have, like consulting industries. So that's what we would suggest for you.
Yes, Disha, and this is Hiren, Monica. This is
Yeah,
for, I
hi.
think, Monica, for your kind of business and any service business. So if there is any service business, I think you have to focus on your uh, USP, what you are providing, unique selling point, and you have to create those pictures in a way. Let's say you are in HR business or recruitment business, right? You have to sell your services through some content creation, through some informative content with having some pictures, kind of thing. So
Yeah,
that will attract more to the users, rather than just posting pictures. But
exactly.
in service business, it has to be something benefit to the users, and
True.
they will attract. So that is what I think, Monica, you have to work
Yeah,
on. And in any service business, the whatever their services are, they have to create content. They have to create informative content, and then they have to publish it with content, means not paragraph, not a lot of words, but high end points, and with picture, along with the picture.
yeah,
And then you have to do advertisement, you have to do posting, kind of thing. All right, that will certainly attract the users, where you can provide some informative and some more information, where they are curious about your
yeah.
services, and where they can get some benefit, or where they can get some information out of your services, then only they will come to you. So these are the points I would say that you can promote on Facebook and Instagram or any social media
Sure.
channel.
Thank you, Disha. Thank you, Hiren. Just one more question that will give me absolute clarity is that if I want to probably choose between FB and Insta and LinkedIn, so in these kind of services, what would you suggest?
You
So for
can go with LinkedIn. For your kind of service, Monica, you are in HR and recruitment, right, in consultancy. So
Right.
you should go with LinkedIn, very high end,
yes,
very aggressive in the LinkedIn, very aggressive. Then Facebook, then YouTube, then Insta. Insta would not work. It can work, but LinkedIn sequence wise, LinkedIn first, YouTube and Facebook, and then Insta. Last is Insta.
Thank you so much. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
thank you, Monica. All right. Anybody else? Do you guys have any other questions with regards to social media marketing?
So we will discuss one question now, and then we will have another very good two topics we have to cover after this.
Yes.
So we can talk about one question now, and then we can have another two topics.
Yeah.
So in the chat box, there was a question that difference between a campaign and an ad.
Yeah, so that's a very good question. So campaign, I would, would define it as overall. So so there are three parts, when it comes to a Facebook or Instagram campaign. So first part is the campaign as a whole. Then second is the ad set, and the third is the ad. So the campaign is the overall, I would say, a set, and the ad or the ad set is like the subset of the campaign. So the campaign is like the umbrella, and below that it comes, ad set, and below that comes the ad. So yeah, that's how it works.
Thank you, Disha. Thank you, Dr. Acharya. I think let's move on, please.
Right. Thank you so much. All right. Over to you, Shashil. I'm just gonna stop sharing my screen so that you can take ahead.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. So for next session, we do have about the content is the king, like how content marketing is useful in terms of using the marketing and what sort of things we need to make sure in order to get the more leads and more traffic from the overall our website out of the search engine. So to start with, you might heard about content is the king. So content is the king because it plays a huge role in the brand overall marketing strategy. Releasing the blog post or the email newsletter, podcast, ebooks and webinars, and getting the whatever the news you do have, which you can easily reach out to your targeting audience. And this the first and foremost thing which you need to take care about for the doing the main keywords research analysis, which can help you to get if, for an example, if you're writing the content for the, any blog post, for an example, for the yoga training. So for that, what sort of keyword is really useful for that you need to figure out. And after that, you can those keyword you can use into that particular blog post, and that will be more useful in order to get the generate the more traffic. Build a brand awareness and trust. When your company releasing the information or from the such as a blog post or webinar, or people may come across to the content that you created without even knowing about your brand. In addition, those who are already fan of your brand may share your content with their followers, reaching out and even the large audience. When people are sharing your knowledgeable content, it creates a brand awareness and gives you the feeling that your brands knows what is the talking about and they can be trust on it. Next is bring in the new leads. Content marketing cost about like less than the 62% that the traditional marketing strategies, and the general about 3 times as many leads, which can be a win-win situation. People are searching for products and the services in internet. Content marketing can be help your business for appearing for those search by searching with the audience member, searching as giving the user as a free ebook. You might have seen many of the example, like many people are doing the ads as well as for the providing free ebook for collecting only for the data out of it. And once you get the data, you can reach out to those customer easily by for that particular services, or if they are interested into it. So that is something which you can use for the content marketing for doing this. Apart from that, you can showcase your expertise. People want to trust it worthy from brand that knows what they are doing it. Content marketing is allow you to position your brand as one of the knowledgeable about your industry and act and innovation through the leader. Releasing the content about your ideas, the latest trend or whatever the latest information is coming out about related to your product or related to your brand or related to your service, which you can create a one post and you can post into the if you having a blog post in your website section, or you are running any blog for your own, that can be useful for that. Educate your audience. All type of the content marketing should educate your targeting audience and provide them with the value which allow you to build a relationship with your audience. as because whatever the customer is following or come across to your website, perhaps they use the same search term and some same search query which is related to your brand or blog post which they are looking for. So once you get that, you can easily drive to them in that particular blog content. So let me give you one quick example. So this is the one of our client website, and in this what we are doing is we are utilizing the content in the very good way in order to in the landing page how we need to use all the content. We just don't need to show that like we are posting the lots of content in one single page. At the same time, we need to just showcase like the content with the pictures which we discussed earlier in this session. This can give the more idea and more presentive way to the customer, like what we are and what we are doing it. Same as I mentioned, like we can create one sort of a blog post for the different sections. So this is the one of our clients blogs website where we are putting every latest blog and everything related to whatsoever season is about to come or the related new product is launching or new service is launching. Likewise, you can go further for the same things. And just to give you one overall idea about like for an example, this is one of our client website data. So from the specifically from the organic, we just generated like 46,000 traffic session out of it from the organic channel from the last one. So likewise, if you will go and focus for the same for the each and every brand, that would be more useful for creating a blog post and the content which you can target from your organic audience, and you can come on the top. Okay, and moving forward, so about for the how you can the visibility from your business in local listing. So local listing, you might heard about it. Like in local listing, this will be create the local business profile in Google search, as well as you can the same thing you can create into the Bing business listing. This is something which is even if you are a startup or you are just doing any services or so, this will be the number one priority if you are going to do from the local basis as well as online basis, because you all might know like whenever you are going to purchase from the any website or you wanted the service from anyone from the website or any service, first you will go to the Google or search engine and you just search about the particular brand name and you will see the reviews and stuff. So this is the one of the best platform where most of the people will come and check all the reviews which is needed. So this is the something which you can create from the all for your all the brands. In how to use the Google My Business for local marketing. In local marketing, this business listing you can utilize by many ways. For you can reply to the customer who posted the review to you. You can highlight your business by putting all the information whatever you needed. Like for an example, the shop timing as well as the phone number, website, the connecting the social media platform over here. So all the review will come at the one place. And the best part you can also use the SEO, like whatever the main keyword you want to target, which you want to do rank on, that you can also utilize in this business listing. So engaging with the customer, as I mentioned, like engaging with the customer, like for an example, if someone posted the review into the website, so here you can reply to them for the thanks for the responding and thanks for your feedback. We are really appreciate. And that way you can be the more engagement with the customer about like whatever the service you are providing or whatever the feedback they are providing. So this will be make sense to the whatever the customer is searching about your service or product. They will be think like this is the more active and they are actually having a recent coming. So they are more into the market instead of the think like this is the fake or so. Highlight your business profile along with the content limited information about your business brand, but through your Google business profile account dashboard can provide you the hours, a link, website, product, and pricing attribute, which we discussed. This is the one of the client website. Like as I mentioned in this, like as you know, like right now is going the COVID thing. So even in the Google listing, you can also provide the option where you can mention we having a in-store shopping, but at the same time you can pick up from our shop. At the same time, we can mention the timing, phone numbers, and likewise here mention the product listing product. You can also post your, like for India as well as you can post a product or the offer, whatever you want to post for the recent offer, like if you're running for the Diwali sale, etc. At the same time, the main important thing out of it, doing all this, listing and business, you can get the insight out of it, like what is the outcome out of it, like each and every month or whenever you want, you can just go to the Google My Business dashboard, and over there you can easily check like where my listing is rank, and what is the main keywords which is coming all along, and what are the main page is ranking on my Google search engine. So that is something is really useful in order to also, at the same time, you can, if you mention your website and phone number, you can easily check like how many time people can, click on that particular call button or the direction or the website traffic you got for that particular month. After that, as I mentioned, like you can also utilize using the SEO and the main keyword, which can give you the more ranking in terms of out of all other brand or the companies. All you need to do is in the Google business, there is one section for the adding the description about your business listing. Over there, you can mention and utilize the search term or long-term keywords, which can help you whenever the people are searching in the Google search or Bing search, whenever they are searching. So if you are using in the good way, not in the spamming way, that will be more useful in terms of the finding your business and getting higher ranking compared to all other your competitors. So this is the some of the small business use the Google My Business because 4 out of 5 customer use, as I mentioned, like searching first of all into the Google search engine, like what is the store or the services ranking. 70% customer visit the store, make a purchase after the searching. So, and 85% of the people trust online reviews as much as a personal recommendation. So this is the most important thing which I discussed, like this is why we need to do for the Google business listing for each and every business we are doing it. Apart from that, how to get the most out of it, your listing, you can check back frequently your business listing. You can answer to the question, as I mentioned, respond to the review, like whatever review they respond, positive or negative. If they posted the negative review, at the same time you can ask like what disappointed by our service or our product, so we can fix that. So that will be give the more positive sense to the all the customer. You can write the post the same way you can post on the Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. The same way you can also post the photo and text into the Google business listing. Messages is now included, so customer can directly contact you by the message if they're having some sort of question or so. And the images is the most important one. Like if you're having a local store or any website or so, and so you can say like this type of office we do have, this type of production house we do have, and this is our team. So all the photos you can add into the one, so that will be so over there. So this is the main question which most of the people ask, like how to create a Google My Business listing in the Google. So to create a Google My Business listing, all you need to do is you just need to go at the google.com/business. By going over there, you can start typing the name of your business. And if Google already has a listing, just click on the name. And after doing that, if the Google doesn't have a listing, you can fill out the detail like about your company name, address, phone numbers, website, etc. And they will what sort of area you are doing this service. You can also set that, like for an example, if I want to do the service only nearby for the CG Road or Ambawadi or Vastrapur, so you can also that way you can mention that like we are providing service only in this particular area or city or country, whatever suits you. The fourth point is in the next step, all you need to do is just need to go to the next slide. Over there, you just need to pin your exact location. So whenever people will be search in the future about your business or the direction for your office or the service or location, so they can easily, get to the exact location where you are located. So this can help you to, you can just share the Google My Business page to them. Like if someone is asking like, where is your exact location? So you can just share that, and they easily, by following that, they can come to your place easily. At the same time, fifth option is, as I mentioned, the offer delivery. You can mention the all the delivery method if you do have, at the same time, the service area which you are expert on. That would be more useful in order to, filter out of all the your competitor. For an example, if you are providing the coaching class specifically in IELTS or so you can mention that instead of because coaching is providing many ways. So that is something which you can use this. And sixth step is select the category your business. So as I mentioned, like specifically category, if you will mention for an example, that will be more useful for, as I we discussed, like one of in this call, like she is a yoga instructor. So for that you can mention the yoga trainer also. So that will be more useful for the being the niche of the out of all the other competitor which you are going to pick out what the customer contact you can as I mentioned, you can mention the all the phone calls, email ID, as well as the website, which can be help you out. And whenever customer is clicking to that, out of it you can easily track down, like after the month of the end, what sort of clicks and the customer response you get out of it. So that is something is important. So just to give you one quick idea about it, let me show you one real example. Just a minute. So this is the one of the best example, I would say. In this, we added almost all the things which is needed. For an example, ratings and everything which we do have. See this. This is the response which is done by. So this can be, more engagement in terms of whenever customer are searching about your yoga classes or so. And this is the section which I was talking about. You can add the more photos about your how the location you do have and where it is located and how it is in terms of the feasibility. So you can mention all the other photos which you have. So this can also, you can here add the video, some sort of videos which if you want to add, which can give the clear idea about how it's look like and what sort of services and they are doing. This is the service to service wise and the product which you guys are providing. According to that, you can post here, easily upload from the Google My Business listing. So yeah, thus far you guys having any question?
I guess we can move on, Social.
I guess we are completed all the topics which we discussed. So
Okay.
apart from that, if you guys having any question regarding the content or the local listing as well as for the social media, so we can cover out quickly if you want.
Okay, so Rajvi is asking this question. I don't know with that is for Sushil or Disha. Instagram is now part of a Facebook. So how can we manage the correlation for advertisements in terms of target audience? Because we are not allowed to promote or do Instagram advertisement without opening Facebook page for the business.
Yes, that's very true actually, and that's a very good question because Instagram and Facebook, since they have merged, so right now, all as I suggested, the types of the steps that we need to take whilst creating a campaign. So all the steps are the same for Instagram as well as Facebook. It's just that instead of Facebook as a placement, you need to select Instagram as a placement. So everything else can be managed. All those Instagram related ads and promotions can be managed by Facebook. So yeah, everything is centralized on Facebook. So either be it Facebook ads or Instagram ads, everything has been centralized on Facebook.
Thank you, Disha. The next question is: do we have to pay every time on impression?
No, so as I suggested, it completely depends on you if you want to spend on one impression or if you want to get charged per page like or per post engagement. That completely depends on individual. So you can select impression as your charge, as chargeable, or you can, select page like as the consideration for whatever penny or whatever dollars you want to spend. So yeah, you can select either one, either impression or page like or post engagement, any of the consideration. So yeah.
Okay. Kathy is asking this question that what to do to stop unlike video in our page. Now, I don't understand this question. I would love to have the answer from you.
Yeah. Okay, could you please elaborate more?
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
what to do to stop unlike video in our page? Kathy, could you please unmute yourself?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Kathy? Yeah.
Hello,
Yes,
can you
Kathy.
hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
So
Kathy, please go ahead.
sometimes we face the problem that many unlike videos are coming on our Facebook page. So I have my separate page, Facebook page for I'm having a Institute for Medical Lab Technology,
Okay.
but I can't able to do the remove that kind of thing. So which type of security we can put in that thing?
I'm sorry. I'm just want to make sure I got a question right. So you want to understand, let's say for example, if you have unliked some videos and you don't want to see similar ads, that you have unliked the video for. Is that what you're asking?
That's
So what Facebook and Instagram provides you the option with is like, let's say for example, if you get some ads that you don't really feel relevant, so you can right ahead, go ahead and report that, or you can keep it as a spam. So the marketer would get the notification that you are no longer interested, so that those particular ads would be, so Facebook and Instagram will kind of try to not to advertise those kind of advertisements to you anymore. So yeah, that's the only option that you can do. You can kind
Or should I say that you are being tagged by someone and you don't want that? Is that so, Kathy?
Sometimes some unwanted videos are coming frequently. So if you are putting like that, but still the another ad will come. So we don't want that kind of.
I think what Disha is saying is right.
So I
Yeah.
think Kathy, Kathy and Tejal, the important thing is we normally scroll the Facebook timeline all the times, and if we show some interest in one video and we watch that video, for example, or we watch any sponsored advertisement or video, right? That is what they capture. So this is one kind of remarketing things which Facebook and Instagram give you the related videos or related posts. But Kathy, what Kathy has said, what Tisha has said, you can uncheck that, or you can say that this is not related to me, or don't show this kind
Not
of ads.
interested or
Multiple
anything. Yeah.
options, not
Yeah.
interested. You can do that.
Exactly.
Okay, there's a question from Megha. She's asking, can you please suggest some best softwares for WhatsApp marketing?
Oh, so WhatsApp marketing is a whole another thing. So what Facebook has done, as you must be knowing, Facebook has also acquired WhatsApp. So you can also market on WhatsApp from Facebook. So that's one option. Yeah.
Fantastic. How can we remove photos from Google business page?
Yeah, so to answer that question, for that all you need to do is you just need to log in into the account where you created that particular listing. And once you logged into that particular account, you will get the option for the photos under the dashboard. And over there, whatsoever photos you want to remove, so you can remove it easily.
Okay, and how much expense for Google ad?
See, Google Ads is again, it's based on the whole different topic as well as a large number of expense and the targeting keywords. But at the same time, it's based on your targeting keywords, and based on that, they're having a CPC, cost per click. So that is something you need to check first before launching any campaign or so. First, you need to identify like what sort of keywords which you need to target. and that you need to create the list, and out of that you need to check the search volume as well as the CPC, and based on that you can define the budget of the daily basis as well as monthly basis.
Very important point. Thank you, Sushil. I think we all need to understand this, and we definitely can get a great response from this. I have done it once, so I know that.
Yeah.
Okay, Bhavi is asking that how to network with other people not in your friend list, FB, LinkedIn, or any other social media platform. Maybe if I can answer this, it's very easy. Sometimes you have to do the paid promotion. Make sure that they are there on your page. You attract them and make them like your page. Run some I would say social media campaign, or maybe some poll or something.
Yeah.
Announce, give away something, attract people, and create your network. That's the best thing you can do. Am I right, Sushil?
Yeah, just I want to add one point, like the Disha has mentioned, like create campaigning process. That particular campaign creating process is really useful in order to generate and attract the more customer who is actually interested into particular page and brand.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. So I think
here,
that's all about it, guys.
Tejal,
Yeah.
sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you. So here
No,
all
please.
business. So in this forum, all business owners are here, and very good topic which Sushil has covered, which we have put it in this forum is this presentation. Content is king, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
it is most important than anything else for business owners, and uh, most important than Facebook, Instagram, or any topic when you are doing marketing, digital marketing or offline marketing or any marketing. Your content should be very, very important. And if you have a website, if you are running Facebook advertisement, also content is very important. So what you want to tell in content, that is most important thing, and that is very important topic, content, and which you have to be, which kind of content should be there, which kind of image you should use, which kind of video you should use, right? um, I I I think you must be aware about there is a there was a Google advertisement. Google has started advertisement first time before a couple of years, and everyone knows about that. Might be everyone has seen that advertisement in the TV ad, where two friends, old friend, 80 years old friend, one was in Pakistan and second one is in India, right? I
Beautiful,
don't.
beautiful.
So the connecting the emotions. So that is what very important thing is in that advertisement. Similar thing in whatever content you create, connect the audience and what they want, which kind of services they want, what they will get after your services and after your product. Those are the very important point which you have to connect in your content, not just typically or not just standard content, right? But you have to put a lot of weightage on your content, on your images, on your video. That is all rich media content, we would say. And before you start anything, just think about very deeply on content side.
Yeah, I just want to add one point here. Like as Hiren sir is mentioned about the content, like whenever is someone customer is reached to our website, so we just need to know each and every paragraph would be the most important. Like first, how do we drive to the customer and the consumer, like whatsoever is interested to our website or the services. If they like the 1 hour post, then I'm bet you like they will come every time searching by our brand name as well as for the topic whatever is needed. So that is something, if a customer is coming or the any of the visitor is coming at the first time, all the post we are posting on the anywhere in the social media or the blog post or on the website, we just need to be take care about like the all the points which we are writing over there needs to be all in the flow and the informative as well as the with the photos and videos, which will be having a more higher engagement rate compared to just having only content.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you so very much. So I guess, yes,
Hey.
we are more or less done with the question answers. Yes, Hiren bhai, you want to say something?
No, I think good session. Anyone have, I think, do we have any more questions? I think, and if you have any question further after this presentation, you can reach out to PLE or Tejal and they can read out to us and they can reach out to us or we can share the information as well. But any question, any confusion,
I have
we
a
can.
question. I think my question was skipped. If you allow me, please.
Yes, Urbi, please go ahead.
Yeah, so the thing is, Hiren, Disha, and Shushil, thank you for this insightful presentation, really enriching. I am based out of Rajasthan and we are into eco-friendly recycle home utility products. And we are primarily into B2B exports. And our focus is not domestic market. And we've just recently launched our social media handles. So, you know, the startup is totally bootstrapped. So would you like to give a sense?
Surbi, your voice is echoing. We missed the last sentence.
I would like some growth strategies in terms of organic boost, because we really cannot, we don't have that kind of budget for ad campaigns. So is that, you know, organic growth, is it really possible for B2B business model, or it works well only for B2C?
To answer to your question, Surbi, you know, organic media is actually very important. But right now, given that, you know, everything has been centralized by Facebook, so, you know, organic media is pretty much down right now, if I might say that, because everything, even if you want to get, you know, new page likes or new engagement or, you know, post likes, so even for that, you have to, you know, spend some money for that. So organic media is pretty much you know, dead by now, I would say. So you have to at least start, you and see, the budget cap doesn't have to be like too huge, you know, or something like that. You can start with a very small amount and you will see the results, because right now everything is, you know, converted into paid ads. So organic posting is possible. Organic you know, like increasing your brand awareness organically is possible, but it wouldn't be just as effective as the paid ones. If you want to get, you know, fast growth and, you know, if you want to get faster results, then paid ads is your solution for all these social media channels.
Disha, when people, you know, do kind of community building in terms of engagement, liking their post and, you know, inviting them to create mood boards of our products and inviting them to like our handles, so on and so forth. So does it really help in terms of organic boost? And also, you know, joining the relevant Facebook groups and posting our creators and content? Do you think that really gives you a visibility? I mean, visibility in terms of getting the lead generation done for B2B, or it only happens with ads? I just want to enlighten myself, you know.
Yeah, no, so that's a good question. And as Sushil and Hiren pointed out, you know, two good, very, you know, great points here, is that first of all, your post or your campaigns or even your organic posting should be content rich. And secondly, you know, the creators that you use should be very, you know, straight to the point, you know, just it should highlight your product or your services, your you know, image. It should be self-explanatory. You know, the content has to be amazing, but at the same time, your creative has to be direct, so that, you know, the customers, if they see the image, you know, the creative that you are posting, it's very pretty much, you know, self-explanatory, and they don't have to kind of wonder by seeing your creative that what exactly that might be, you know, what kind of services this brand must be providing. Because right now everybody is like, you know, it's very everybody's moving at a very fast pace, you know, so they don't really have the time to kind of, you know, go to your profile or actually, you know, analyze what exactly your business is all about. So it should be pretty much self-explanatory, you know, the content as well as the picture. So first is that. Secondly, if you, as you said, you want to grow organically, so as I said, you know, it is not impossible, but the results would take a lot of time. If you want to grow, you know, really fast, if you want to increase your brand awareness, and, you know, you want to reach out to more and more audiences, to new prospects, and, you know, make your brand available to the right people, so paid ads is your solution if you want to, you know, kind of reach them faster.
Okay, Disha, one last question. What is the minimum ticket size one could, you know, embark on ad paid journey for B2B?
So, so let's say
And
for
which are
example,
the relevant social media handles for B2B?
so for B2B, as Hiren pointed out very well, is LinkedIn is your first go-to channel, go-to platform for B2B. So as in Facebook, Instagram, they also have options wherein you do you can showcase your B2B, you can target your B2B customers, your clients, but LinkedIn should be your first go-to platform, and then then comes Facebook, and lastly the Instagram, and YouTube is also your your go-to platform wherein you as Sushil and Hiren pointed out that you can showcase your B2B ads on YouTube ads as well. So that is also very effective. But again, that is all paid ads. But LinkedIn is your go-to platform for B2B, because as in whenever you want to approach, you might have seen a lot of LinkedIn messages that those are promoted. So that's how LinkedIn platforms that the paid ads,
And
they actually work like.
and again, Surbi, let's say in which industry and which category you are. That is also very
I'm
important.
into,
Yeah,
you can motamoti say I'm into handicrafts and textiles. So
yeah.
I think Pinterest also works well because, you are kind of uploading
Definitely,
designs.
yeah.
Yeah.
LinkedIn can also work. Facebook
But
can
LinkedIn
work,
is very expensive, very, very expensive
It
in
is.
terms of
Yes.
ad
Yeah,
paid campaigns.
Yes, 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 agreed.
it
The
is
most
expensive. Yeah.
expensive of all.
Hmm.
So, Surbi, for B2B, I think digital marketing, to go into digital marketing space of especially B2B side, it is totally different strategy. I think someone has to carry or someone has to
Yeah.
plan it.
Follow. Yeah.
Because B2C, B2B, let's say when you are providing any services, it's a different plan, different strategy. When you are providing, when you have, let's say, selling product, it's a different plan. But B2B is also different. You have to go with the different strategy. But yes, I think LinkedIn can work out effectively, and social media channel can also work out effectively. In your case, I think Google can also work out very effectively.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And Surbi, if you have any further questions, as Hiren pointed out, you can always reach out to us. So
I
we
would
can.
do that.
Yeah,
I would do that. Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
What about these other? Sorry, I was on a phone for some time. There are quite a few questions on the chat. Have we already taken them?
I think Tejal has covered, I think, a lot
Has
of,
covered. Great.
yeah, question.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So yeah, in that case, we can see if there is any new question or any follow-up question from all that you already
Sure.
responded.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Hiren Bhai, Sushil, Disha. We really appreciate your time and the knowledge that you have given to us. A number of points. I think the best thing was the Google business. I think we all should, learn more. And this was basically an overview. Now it's up to us how we can take this, and in
Yeah.
our experiment, and how we can implement this. So I really thank
Yes.
you on behalf of Corner. Priyali, over to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. I
Thank
was
you.
waiting, Tejal, for your video to switch on.
We three of us are working from home, and the Wi-Fi is taken like anything.
No,
So
no problem at all.
it's giving me a trouble.
Right. Okay. So I'll quickly, since we have a couple of minutes, there is one question I see from Dr. Acharya, if at all this is pending. Hirenji, if you wish to, she's asking if we are going to discuss the SEO. So have we done that search engine optimization discussion? Or Dr. Acharya, do you have anything specific on SEO?
If you have any
Actually,
specific question, yes,
I have
you
a
can.
website.
Yeah.
So actually, I started it for my students, and I thought I'll disseminate my lectures through that. And I just started with my PowerPoint posting to SlideShare, and then to here. I saw quite a good mass are approaching that all over the world. I mean, it's getting good response. And I thought of making my own videos, but I have just made a few. But many people told that without SEO, your website won't be visible. So
So
in
yeah,
different
as
speeches, they're finding my videos here and there, or SlideShare, it is popping out somewhere. But what I want is people should have one click and then get everything in one place. So for that reason, I want to promote the website. So how to go about it?
See, so for that, I just want to add you answer to your question. For that, if you want, if you already have the visibility and the slides are in the particular keywords or whatever slide you are creating, for that you can also create a video in the YouTube or so. Over there, you can also the YouTube link as well as website link, you can mention it to the slide share, as well as the slide share as well as the website link, you can mention it to the YouTube description. So whenever people are searching, and the main thing which you want to discuss, like as we discuss in content is the king. So content is the king in the many terms in order to finding the keyword research for the specific video, even the title and the hashtag which Disha is discussed is the similar go with the YouTube as well. So if you will use that particular thing into the YouTube as well as in the SlideShare as well as for your own website from the optimizing from the A to Z as per the organic perspective, meta title, description, and the landing page needs to be the user friendly. So for sure, you will get the good ranking out of it.
Okay. Thank you, Sushil. So, right, I don't see any more questions here. So, yeah, I'll just sort of further, I'll add to what Tejal just mentioned. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Hirenji, along with Disha and Sushil for, explaining all of these things so well. And I know that this is such a vast topic that it's probably even difficult to have just about an overview in 2 hours.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for spending, all this time in creating such a good, presentation. I think it was a very good reference. And I did read in the chat that, some of our participants might be happy to have a few of the slides that they can refer, and, we can talk about it after this session.
Sure.
And if we have any questions from anyone as an afterthought later on, I'll request the participants to put it maybe on that WhatsApp group, and I can take it over as a compilation to Hirenji and team, and they can respond back to us if it's anything specific to a product or to an industry or maybe to a business. We can do that. So once again, thank you so much for taking this time out and helping us out in sort of at least making our lot of clarifications as well as some new knowledge that we have gained today. Thanks for all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Piyali.
Thanks for having
us.
us.
Thank you, Tejal.
Thank you,
Thank you, Piyali.
Thank
Thanks,
Thank
Tejal.
you so much.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thanks.
Thanks,
And
Sushil, Disha.
for all our participants, and of course I'll welcome Hiren and team as well. Tomorrow is the last session of this series, which is about my marketing stories, and it will fit in very well going from today to tomorrow, because all the entrepreneurs who are going to talk about their marketing stories might be a mix of online and what we call as offline marketing that they have experience as part of their journey. So I'm looking forward to meeting all of you tomorrow at 11. Right?
Thank you. Yes.
Great, absolutely. Participants, if you have any questions, we have our WhatsApp group. Please do let us know if you want from Dr. Kruti Patel or from CED or from Dr. Megha or Haripriya. We'll make sure that you get all the answers. We can use, the maximum use of this WhatsApp. So, yeah, and see you guys tomorrow at 10:55 sharp.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you for
Have a
having
good
us.
day.
Good
Bye.
luck, guys.
Have a nice day, guys. Thank you.
Stay safe, stay home.
Yes.
Bye.
And everyone have a good afternoon.
You too, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. You have to leave the room, guys.